Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Life of Barney, and today we're going to be grilling some sausages on the good old Weber Smoky Mountain. If you're new to grilling on your Weber Smoky Mountain, I do have a video on my channel on how to set it up for grilling. It's not going to grill like a Weber kettle, but it is possible. I'll link the video down below in my description so you can learn how to do it too. I'm going to get this loaded with charcoal, get the charcoal going, which will probably take about 20 or so minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going in the kitchen to start preparing the peppers and the rice. Roll the intro. When you load your grill up with charcoal, don't forget, keep your charcoal off to one side. That way you can have a hot side and a cold side. I don't want to fill it up too much. That's already quite a bit. But I'm just doing some sausages. It's not like it's going to be a very long grilling session. Don't forget to clear yourself a little spot in the middle to put your homemade fire starter. There, that'll do. In the meantime, open your front door for some extra airflow. While this is coming up to temperature and all that charcoal is getting lit, I'm going to go inside, start chopping some peppers, which I like to put in the rice. I'll show all that to you in a few minutes. You may as well subscribe and hit like in the meantime. See you in a minute. Welcome back, and thank you very much for liking and subscribing. Look guys, I'm not some like master chef or something like that. I'm a pro beginner, so this little meal prep idea is for all you pro beginner dads out there who might have a little extra time in your day and you want a set it and forget it option for your rice. It doesn't even have to be set it and forget it. You can do it in real time. I like to use a few different colors of peppers. Just it makes it a little more interesting for the kids. But these peppers will get diced up and they will get thrown into the rice maker along with the rice, and it'll all cook at the same time. So when the rice is done, the peppers are done. It also gives the rice a little bit more texture and a bit of a sweet flavor. And honestly, at the end of the day, it just makes it more interesting for the kids. Let's begin. Look at that. Easy peasy. Look how fast I did that. Wow, totally didn't edit the video at all. Aren't you guys impressed? I don't know how big this scoop is. Hang on a sec. 160 what? Third, a cup. It's a cup. This scoop is 1 cup. So generally speaking, for a family of 4, 2 little kids, husband and wife, I'm throwing 2 scoops of rice into the rice maker. There are going to be leftovers. With this particular rice maker, it shows me the levels, 2 scoops of rice, and I fill up to the number 2 water line. I'm not always 100% accurate. Not always 100% accurate, but close enough. Number 2 water line. This is where we go from beginner to pro beginner. Add in the peppers. Once the peppers are in, add a healthy dollop of butter. Just wipe there on the side. Carefully just kind of nudge that off. There we go. That will melt as it heats up. And last but not least, you add the seasoning of your choice. I'm doing some, I think they're mild Italian sausages. So I'm going to add some Italian seasoning. It's probably about 4 tablespoons worth for that much rice. Take your stir stick, just give 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 little stirs. Close it up, set the timer for whenever you need it to be done. And there you go. Now you can walk away, set it and forget it. Let's get back outside and check on how the sausages are doing. I'll see you out there. The coals are looking pretty good, screaming hot it looks like. It is now time to clean off that grate, get out here with the sausages and get them on. There, take a look at that. Don't mind the dirty grate, it'll be clean real soon. That is real hot, guys. So when you're grilling, you have to close. Okay, thanks train. Thanks for letting me know you're there. That's cool. You'll have to close up the door. More airflow equals more oxygen to the coals, which means they're going to keep getting hotter and you'll actually burn the sausages. So there is a nice combo between keeping this closed and opening your lid from time to time, not just to check, but to encourage airflow to keep the temperature at that high grilling temperature. I'll see you guys in just a sec. All right, guys, here we go. Let's get these sausages on the grill here. Nothing fancy, just store-bought mild Italian. Now remember to take notice. The placement on the grill means that you're going to have some of these sausages that are directly over, or pretty close anyway, directly over the hot coals. And some that will be on the indirect side. All that means is throughout the cooking process, you got 2 options. You can either maneuver them in a way where you can just grab this with your barbecue gloves or the tongs and rotate your grill, or manually do it and just move them with the tongs. Okay, I'm gonna let these sit for a minute or so, probably a few minutes, come out and check them, see how they're doing, and give them a rotate. I'll be right back. I'm trying to hold the camera as steady as I can, guys, but I'm filming this temp come up to prove it can be done, and we're holding steady. What are we holding steady at? Just above 425, almost to 450. So we're hitting the same mark that you would on a gas grill, no problem. You will notice the temperature come down a little bit the longer you keep the lid on, because those ventilation holes at the bottom and the exhaust hole on the lid will only allow so much airflow to go through when you've got it all closed up. So you will start to lose temperature. But every time you open a Weber Smokey Mountain to check the meat that you're cooking, you introduce a way bigger inflow or outflow of oxygen, and therefore more combustion, more heat coming out of the coal. So when you lit it up again, your temperature will be rising back up to that 425, 450 mark. Guys, it can be done. Look at this, guys. Dedication to making these videos. I love making these videos. I really enjoy the support. I am doing my best. Look at that. Temperature is still just above 450. Now we get the lid off. Time to flip. Look at that. Looking great. Move one back, pull one forward. Just repeat that process. Okay. Easy. There we go. Move one back, pull one forward, and repeat. Get you out of the way. Now, one thing you do have to remember, guys, as you get to the edges, it'll be cooler, it won't be as hot. See, this guy's not as grilled as the rest that were over the coals. So we'll pull these tight together. Would have helped if I aligned them. I could get them tighter. Don't be too OCD with this, guys, because listen, the longer you have the lid open, the hotter it's going to get. Don't panic. You don't have to be in a rush. I'm standing here just videoing, you know, with a low battery warning on my phone, yammering on. But it is going to get hotter, but it's not going to ruin your dinner. And as soon as you lit it, look at that. There we go. Get that on there. As soon as you lit it, the temperature will come up, and then in a couple minutes, it will come back down. As you guys know, everything is adaptable in barbecue, and a real pro beginner move is to go with the changes, go with the flow. Things are just taking a little longer than I expected, so what I've done, I've left the lid off just a little longer than normal, and on this last rotation I moved all of them more directly over the hot coals. We'll see if this helps speed things up a little bit. Alright friends, I just gave these a little poke. They are done. Don't forget to check your local guidelines for internal cooking temperatures. These ones I actually shot a bit past the minimum internal temperature. That's okay. Fortunately, because of the fat content in sausages, they're very forgiving. Here's a pro beginner tip for you. Don't be afraid to poke them with the thermometer when you think they might be about halfway done. Because the time it takes to go from halfway done to finished is a lot faster than when they first go on the grill to get to halfway. I'm going to close this up, get inside, and get these wrapped. I'll see you guys in a minute. Welcome back. What I've done here, I've stacked them up. I am going to wrap them up in tin foil and let them rest. It's time to go get Evelyn from school, so the timing of these being done is perfect. By the time I get home with both kids, the rice will have just finished. The sausages will still be hot and juicy. And the next step, now listen to this, guys. Here, I'm going to bring you up here so I can talk to you. The next step, all right, you can take the sausages, cut them into small medallions, do it on an angle if you want it to look fancy. That's one way. What I like to do, and I think it makes it a little bit easier for the kids to eat, or perhaps look a little more appetizing, especially if your kids are a bit picky, cut the sausages into very small pieces and mix it in with the rice. Now it becomes a 1 scoop mouthful. So with each scoop, your kids are getting some rice, they're getting the peppers, they're getting the flavor of the rice, and they're getting the delicious and juicy pieces of sausage that are mixed in there. All right, here's the pro beginner tip for leftovers. Take the rest of the sausages, cut them up, mix them in with the rice, throw that in your glass container or whatever, keep it in the fridge. Warm it up in a pan, not the microwave if you can. Warm it up in a pan with a little bit of olive oil or a little bit of butter to help it to stop sticking to the bottom of your pan. Warm it up on low heat. Any of the fat that's still in the sausages will melt just a little bit and mix in with the rice as you're mixing it in a pan, and man, is it delicious. Throw that on a wrap and toast the wraps so it's got a little crunch to it, or you can just throw that in a bowl and have a rice bowl with rice and sausage and peppers. Anyway, the world's your oyster. You guys try what works best for you and your family. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, guys. It helps. It really does. If you've ever tried something like this before, leave a comment down below. And as you can see, the Weber Smoky Mountain does a perfectly fine job I was out there for 20 minutes with the sausages on the grill, and I overshot my temp. I'm not going to lie to you and say it's perfect every time. It happens. If you made it this far, you may as well hit subscribe so that I can see you in the next one. And don't tell my parents I was smoking in the backyard. See you next time. Are you done? Almost? Take your time now.